Welcome to today's vlog. And if you're very observant and you've been watching recently, you may have noticed my background's changed. It's not one of these virtual backgrounds. No, I'm back in my office. Sue thought that the ones I've been doing recently had a dark background and that wasn't the best. So I've moved back into my office. Indeed, this is the second vlog I'm recording today. Recently I've recorded them early in the morning, but today I recorded one this morning, but now this is the afternoon, and so I thought I'd record another one today, which I will put on YouTube tomorrow. Today has been a really hot day. In fact, so hot that I've had to put the fan on in my office. And this morning I learnt two important lessons, or perhaps it would be more correct to say I relearned two important lessons. The first is this: because I had to go out into Leicester to accomplish a certain task, and mistakenly I wore a black t-shirt, and you probably know that black seems to attract the heat, so I felt a bit like a roasted chicken by the time I got home. It was absolutely sweltering. I'm not great in the heat at the best of times. In that fact, that's one of the ways that Sue and I differ. She loves the heat. I don't love it so much. So that's the first lesson. Don't go out in the heat, in the sunshine, in a black t-shirt. The second lesson is, well, it came about because I had to go to Barclays Bank in the centre of Leicester. And I was pretty sure I knew where it was. And when I got towards the building that I thought was Barclays Bank, my heart sank, because already, even though it was fairly early, there was this massive queue of people waiting outside with the current restrictions on how many people can go into a building. I expected something of a queue, but not this massive queue. So I thought, what do? Do I get in the queue, or do I just give it a miss and go home? And then as I was approaching the queue, I thought to myself, I just need to check that this is Barclays Bank. So I wandered down to the front entrance, and over the entrance in big letters was Lloyds Bank. So it's jolly good that I didn't actually stand in that queue, get to the end, and then be totally frustrated that I was in the wrong queue. I did eventually find my way to Barclays, and again there was a queue. I had to wait quite a while, but eventually I got my little bit of business done. And that reminded me of the old story, you may have heard it, of the businessman who all his life had worked, struggled to get right to the top of the ladder. And then when he got there, he looked around and he realised that after all, the ladder he'd been climbing was leaning against the wrong building. He'd put all his effort, all his focus, all his ambitions into this scheme, this work, this aim, this goal, and realised that it didn't bring him the happiness, the joy, the satisfaction that he was craving. Jesus tells a story in the Gospels, which is often called the story of the rich fool. It's a man who had an absolutely bumper harvest one year and thought, I'm going to store this, I'm going to build myself bigger barns to store all my possessions, keep hold of it and use it so I can make more and more money. And then I'll just sit back, eat, drink and be merry. And Jesus said, what a fool, for you're not going to live to enjoy all those riches. And what good will that be to you then? His focus had been in the wrong place. At the end of that story, Jesus goes on to say this: your true life is not made up of the things you own, no matter how rich you may be. I remember evangelist J. John talking about the time when he was at a family funeral, and he overheard somebody asking somebody else in the wake afterwards about the person who died, how much did he leave? And J. John leaned over and said, he left everything. And of course we do when we die. We don't take any of our wealth, our possessions with us. So the question is, where are we putting our focus in life? Our friend Alison, who's part of one of my churches, told us recently of a quote that she'd come come across on the wall of a Quaker meeting house in London. And I wrote it down when she told me it, but I'd lost that bit of paper, and then I forgot what the quote was, so I had to contact her. She reminded me that this is the quote: "Energy flows where attention goes." Energy flows where attention goes. So as you think about your life, as I think about my life, where is our attention? Where is our energy flowing? What are we seeking to accomplish? Are we in the wrong queue? Are we climbing the wrong ladder? Are we seeking to build up for ourselves things that ultimately have no or little value? Or are we placing our focus in things of true value, building for ourselves a true life? And Jesus said, "I have come that you might have life, life in all its fullness." And we can find that life only in him. So God bless you. Have a great day. In fact, I began by talking about a black t-shirt. Yes, I've changed it. This one's red. As you can see, you might think that's not great in hot weather either, but it's a material that is quite breathable. So I put my focus in the right place, put on the right t-shirt. Eventually, I learned a lesson, and we're all learners. In fact, the meaning of the word disciple means a learner. So may we all be learners as we follow him. God bless you. Have a great day.